nighttime.
Can you do like that?
Tick tock, the clock says tick tock, the clock says tick tock. It's time to say hello. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, Shelley. It's time to say hello. Hello,
Hello, everyone. Good morning. TikTok, it's time to say hello. Let me know if you can hear me before I start spilling all the beans. If you can see me, if you can hear me, I'm looking this way because my chat is on this side. Yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy that you're here. And I have to be honest, I've never done anything like this before. My hands are shaking, but I am so excited to share this information with you. So I'm going to go back and forth between my camera and the chat. I have Danny in the chat watching over if you have any questions, if things are happening. So a few housekeeping items before we get started. I do move a lot, so you might get dizzy. So that's how I do what I do. I need to shake it. So the presentation will be recorded because, I mean, if you're going to make all this effort, I better record it so I can watch it next time. So the presentation will be recorded and we will be here for approximately 1 hour. So if you are on desktop, you can change the size of the presentation between my video and the presentation. So the way that I created is I created a presentation so that I could guide my thoughts, and I am very visual. So I could see and guide you through the information so that it's also interactive and you're not just staring at my face the whole time. So, but if you're on a desktop, you can go between the video and the presentation. There is a tab on your menu that says chat. I see. Hi. Okay, that one. And there is another one called Q&A, I believe. So it's like two little bubbles. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, put it in there. Danny is going to be monitor that chat. And at the end, we're going to have some time to go through all the questions. So if you're going through the information and you have things that are not clear, that you want answers to, that you want a little more guidance, put it in the Q&A so that at the end, we can take some time and answer those questions. For all other comments, voting, I'll be asking you questions for you guys to chat in between each other. If things resonate with you, put it in the chat so that we can have an engaging live. That's the whole point of doing this live instead of just doing a pre-recorded. So let's have some talk. So happy to be here. Thank you. This is going to be hard to go through the chat, but I'll take some time along. I don't know how people do it. This is like a whole production. So at this time, Danny is going to do a poll. So let me know how you heard about this challenge. And the reason that I ask you as you're going through this, it's because I put it out everywhere. I mean, I sent email, I put it on Instagram, I put it on Facebook, I called friends. I mean, you stop me on the street and I will tell you about it for the past 2 weeks. I think I would be talking about it. So it would be good to know, where did you hear about this challenge so that I know next year where to put my efforts. Basically, that's also to see where you guys hang out so that I could be there too. I mean, are you Facebook people? Are you Instagram people? What kind of people are you? Are you email people? Do we like chat at 4 in the morning? Because that's what I do. I check my emails at 4 in the morning when the kids they wake up. So I need to breathe. I need some water. I'll give you some time. I think from your email list. Okay. See, sometimes I think I'm bothering you when I send you emails, but I forget that it's valuable information.
33% say Instagram right now.
And we have some Instagram people. Whoop, whoop. The IG black hole. All right, let's get started. To get started, I should share my presentation. Can I close this poll? 35 people. Okay, now I'm getting nervous. That's a full room of people already. Woo! Let's do this, people. Let's do this. I have to be honest. I was dancing in the car. I was dancing before. Get this started. Okay. I lost the chat. Do you see my presentation? Let me see. Don't worry. I'm not worried. I'm very worried. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thumbs up. Ooh, I like emojis. I didn't know this thing had emojis. I like emojis. Let's see. Ta-da. Let me see. Boom. The Playful Learning Home Challenge. Let's do this. So let's make sure we are in the right place. So this challenge is for you. I call it challenge. I call it training. It's a challenge because at the end of each day, I'm going to give you a challenge, something to take action so that you can have a quick win. Because action, what is it, that thing like education without action is nothing, something like that. I'm just saying, I'm giving you a little homework. It's going to be easy, which is going to give you one step closer to what we're trying to achieve, which is adding more play and learning into our home. So if you are a stay-at-home mom and are feeling you're not doing enough when trying to balance your home and entertaining and educating your kids, you want to increase independent play and reduce screen time, you are a working mom or have multiple kids and are trying to juggle it all, adding meaningful play to bond and engage with your child, or if you have someone in the care of your child, but you still want to be part of your kids' education before preschool. A lot of the information here and the stories that I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to tell you about from the perspective from a stay-at-home mom, because I left my corporate job to stay home. So a lot of my stories are that staying at home while my husband was working all day, being by myself and juggling it all. So I do have a small business, so the working mom kind of goes in a little bit. But just know that all the information that I'm giving you here, it works for all of these scenarios. So who is this challenge not for? So this challenge is not for you if you're looking for a traditional education approach. That means structured learning, structured classroom, teacher-led, like I teach at you, letter of the week, worksheets. That type of information is outdated, it's not play-based, and it's not what I teach. So also, if you want print and go packages, like this is the theme of the week, and I'm going to give you 75 pages to print at home so that you can do, your activities. That's not what this challenge is for. I will teach you how to even teach without like all that printing. We got to save the trees. And if you're not ready to bond through the education with your little ones, because this is a very hands-on approach, it is play-based, which means our kids will play and we will play. And lastly, if you don't want a customized, flexible approach, so we take into account your child's interest, your form of play, and your daily activities. Because like I said, I am a stay-at-home mom, and I have to juggle between taking care of my home and taking care of the education of my child. So let me know if you are in the right place, if this challenge is for you. I'm going to take some water. Yes. Okay. I'm going to stretch this. I am in the right place. It's for me. Stay-at-home mom with a small business. I do during naps. Yes, nap time, work time. That's how we live. And then they stop napping, and then you have to like figure it all over. But it's doable. It's totally doable. Nap time, work time. Yep. Okay. So who am I and why should you even care? So before I even tell you a little bit about myself, I want you to tell me if you know who I am. Who is this crazy lady that's talking and moving, and who is that little child in this screen? Do you know me? Have you been to my classes? Have you seen anything? Like, are you an Instagram friend? Or is this the first time that you see me? And that's okay. There's always a first time. First time. Well, welcome, Carolina. I am your play coach for the day. And my husband and I do get very silly when we're nervous. So you should have seen us when we were having the baby at the hospital. Like all the nurses were cracking up because that's how we cope. We both try to be funny so that we don't have to deal with all these feelings of nervousness. So this is I use your workbook and the first your curriculum. First time. Okay. Well, this is me in the picture. Oh, I have the same earrings on. I didn't realize that. And this is my friend Manu, my little miracle. So I am an infertility survival and a play coach. And today I am also the founder of Kid Activities. So for those of you that don't know who I am a mom. I'm also a stepmom. I have a 16-year-old little boy. Well, big boy, he's 6'2", and I had him since he was 2. So I could say I do have 2 kids. And I am your play coach. So I am the founder of Kid Activities with Alexa. I am addicted to learning through play and teaching all that I know. So I always wanted to be a teacher, and life gave me a few twists, and I guess now I am kind of a teacher. I teach what I learn. So I am a leader in the play movement that supports parents and caregivers that have children under their care full-time to teach through play. And it has been my mission to get everything out from my brain, everything that I have learned about play, and share it with the world. This is why you are here today, to be part of my movement, to try to share that love and that joy of play and learning, so that when you send your kids to daycare, when you send your kids to kindergarten, when you want to do some learning at home or teaching at home, you have the tools to make it through play, because play is how they learn best. So I did a survey asking about the most challenging issues about play and teaching at home, so that I could organize this presentation for you. So let me know in the chat if you were able to participate in that survey that I sent out. I believe I sent it on Instagram and on my email. So if you were able to participate, some of your challenges that you created are here. So that's what we're going to do. That's where the Playful Learning Challenge came about. So I took all of your questions and I organized them in 3 different groups. Each day we will tackle something, and as we move throughout the days, you will finish with the tools to create a home that is full of play, but also full of learning. So day 1, which is today, whoop, whoop, welcome to day 1, we will tackle how to organize our day. We're going to create routines that have learning activities. We're going to learn how to manage our energy levels. And when I learned that was like life-changing. So I want to share that with you today. So we're going to identify little pockets of time that we have throughout the day. And depending on what you do, it's going to be different, right? If you are a stay-at-home mom, you're going to have different pockets of time than if you are a working parent. Your pockets of time will be different, or basically that. Or if you are a caregiver taking care of somebody else's kid, your pockets of time, that's all going to depend. So we're going to identify those, we're going to match them with our energy, and we're going to make them work for us. Day 2, which will be Wednesday, we're going to learn how to fill those little pockets of play that we are going to identify, so that we can add some learning opportunities. And I'm going to teach you how to create easy setups, how to use sensory play, nature play, and make it super easy for you, so that you don't have to be printing all that stuff. As you know, I'm not a very fan of Pinterest. But I am on Pinterest. You can find me on Pinterest. And day 3, playing with a purpose. So this is where everything kind of goes together, from identifying what little spaces in time we can add more play and learning opportunities, to creating some easy activities, to bring it in all together so that it has that learning element, right? That learning approach using through play. So instead of doing random activities here and there that you find on Pinterest, that you find on Instagram, we're going to play with a purpose. So that's going to be day 3. So chat time. Okay, we're good with the chat. Come on, talk to me, people. I feel alone here. Give me a thumbs up, like we don't see you're nervous. What are you talking about? Danny's laughing at me. It's okay. I laugh at myself too. So a little bit more about me to show you that I talk the talk and I've done the thing, and you are in good hands for the next app. Oh, I should have put the timer so I know I'm not running over. Okay, Danny, keep me with the timer. So when I felt that things were, wait, hold on. Let me breathe. So when I felt that I was failing as a mom, I started to look into early childhood courses. I did trainings, I did teacher courses. Like I'm part of groups of preschool teachers. So they're all preschool teachers, and I'm in these groups with them. So every year teachers have to take like certain levels of education credit so that they can stay in the classroom. So they're the teachers that are doing the trainings, and there's me. Like I am a teacher at heart. I love to teach. I love to learn. So I even got certified in play education, which has been, it's been amazing. And I read everything I can get my hands on. I have over 100 books in my library about play. So with all this knowledge, I have started to understand different patterns between all the methodologies, between Reggio and Montessori and Waldorf and the traditional, and kind of understanding what is it that the child needs and what is it that we're trying to do with these activities. So I created my own methodology to kind of involve all of that. So I create educational resources to teach at home. I have online courses. I've done my own local sensory classes. I even train other teachers to do sensory classes, and even in their playgrounds. And I even got featured earlier this month in PBS Kids. So if you don't know what PBS Kids, it is a lead TV station for children's education. And today I'm going to share with you a little bit of my methodology along with some shortcuts and learnings targeting the most challenging questions parents like you have. And yes, I am reading because I want to make sure that I use the time appropriately, and I want to make sure that I give you the right information, because I am one to babble, blah, and then my train will just take me like little butterflies somewhere else. So I do have something to keep me track. I am a creative soul, so my creativity will take me places. So today we're making sure we're using your time right. So let's see, chat, all good? People are so quiet, it's okay, I believe in you. So through this training, oh look, Vanessa, I see you in the chat, and now, surprise, you're here too. I see your two little ones. So through this training, I want you to see what's possible for you. I want you to see that it is possible for you. Like Vanessa, who had 2 under 2 and needed a way to keep her toddler without taking care of the baby, while taking care of the baby and learning to enjoy that natural process of having 2 under 2. Vanessa, how old are your kids now? 3 and 4, 1.5 and 3. Okay, so 2 under 3 now. So we have Carmen, who followed our simple path and has witnessed how learning happening right in front of her eyes, catching every moment. Not to mention, she brags to her husband how proud she is of the skills that she's teaching her daughter. And I was like that. My mother-in-law used to be like, when are you sending him to school? And I said, in the school, I am the teacher. Look what we did today. So I also wanted to share with you, woo, what happened there? Paola, who takes everyday tasks like cooking and cleaning and doing errands and using that to create learning opportunities with her son. And next year, I want you to be on this slide, because we can use our everyday, we can have more than one kid, we can use our everyday activities so that we can teach and enjoy our days. So if they can do it, you can do it too. And if I did it, you can do it. So this is why we are here. I'm going to give you the tools to get there, so that you can see yourself next year doing all these things, making it easy, and be like, why did I ever decided to print all those packages on Pinterest? It is much simpler than that. So I'm going to show you what my students and I have done throughout this whole year. We've been doing a program for 2 years, tweaking it, practicing, testing it, and I'm going to show you how we did that. So I do have my own methodology, my own program, but the reality is it takes a long time. It took me 5 years to learn everything that I know. And it's going to take me some time to teach you all the tools. So today I'm going to give you just one little box. We're going to open it up and we're going to see what's inside and we're going to see what's possible. So that's what we're doing. So if you stay until the end, anybody loves gifts? Who likes gifts? It is Christmas in August. So if you stay until the end, I have 2 very special gifts that I have created for you. That's going to help you out a lot, I think. Okay, and very active. Okay. So I did the survey, and thank you if you participated. I found some patterns, which, by the way, it's all the things I struggled in as well. It's what led me to research about this, to learn about it, and nerd about it, if I can be honest. So I actually created the whole program called Here We Grow, which I talked to you a little bit deeper. So some of the people said that you guys needed guidance finding the time to do more activities. And it is hard because when you're juggling your schedule, you're like, am I supposed to be cleaning the house? Am I supposed to be playing? Am I supposed to go into the park? Like, at what time am I supposed to be doing all of these things and not feel guilty? Because what would happen to me is, at the end of the day, my house would still look a mess. I would still have a lot of ton to do. I didn't do much with my child. And then I just felt mom guilt. And mom guilt is the worst. So if this sounds good, let's start today. So today we're going to learn how to find a time to get those energy, like to find those pockets of play. We're going to understand our energy, because that's going to be critical in the way we do things. And we are going to create a plan to execute them. So let's keep it moving. Day 1, here we go. Whoop, whoop. Give me a thumbs up. Whoop, whoop. Oh, look, I can put a little emoji. I'm going to put a thumbs up. Oh, I see a little partying. Okay. Story time. It's like TikTok. Story time. So the Alexa that you saw, like the Alexa that you see here with makeup on, with my hairbrush, it's not the Alexa that was the ones there. Like, this was my life. To be honest, I was a mess. I didn't know when to eat, how to organize my days. And sometimes it was even 5 p.m. and I still couldn't even figure out when to take a shower, let alone do educational activities with my child. So everyone that came to visit me would say, enjoy them while they're young. Have you heard this? I mean, give me a yes in the chat if someone has turned around while you look like a hot mess and they said, but enjoy them while they're young. And yes, we are enjoying them, but we're also a hot mess. So I want to see, yes, I see, yes, yep. You just want to go. The same way, side story, the same way when I was trying to have a baby and they were like, relax, it's just going to happen. I'm like, I've been relaxing for 5 years. I don't think this thing is happening. So all the time, yeah, I mean, you just want to slap them. It's true. So when I was in my corporate job, I used to be praised for being so organized. I used to control my days versus my days controlling me. And I think that's one of the things that it hit me so hard. I was so organized. I had it. I mean, I had my 5-year plan. I had my planners. I had my color coordinating Post-its, because life is in color. And yet I'm here at home and it's like, life is just, it was just chaos. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It was just not fun. So I would go to Pinterest, good old Pinterest that had the answers. At that time, Instagram wasn't the thing, so Pinterest was our thing. So I used to go to blogs and to figure out, when is this child supposed to eat? When is he supposed to sleep? When am I supposed to be doing activities? So these are, when I was doing this presentation, I found these on my phone. These are actual screenshots of me looking for someone else to guide me. Like, this is literally like, I would be like, Manuel, 10 months, this is, we're waking up, this is what we're doing. And it was like to the minute, 11:32. So I tried every mom influencer routine I could get my hands on. I mean, these were advice I heard. Try my routine, but you have to wake up at 5 a.m. before everyone else. Hell no. Get ready before everyone wakes up if you want to shower. I woke up 7 times that night. Do you think I want to wake up before everyone else to take a shower? No, thank you. And do chores, do what you're supposed to do while everybody sleeps. So basically, I had to live my life at nighttime so that I could have a shower, or it just didn't work. I'm just gonna say it like that. I like to sleep, okay? I was waking up multiple times a night, like I said, and to wake up at 5 a.m. In the morning to take a shower, to clean the kitchen was not very appealing. I mean, tell me in the chat, anyone of you wakes up before the kids? Maybe just me that likes to sleep. Who are my 5 a.m. club people? Crickets. No. Yes, but I don't need that much sleep. Oh, you're like my husband. How do you like? I want to be one of those people. Not a morning person. No, barely I rise and shine when the toddler does. Yes, you get waking up by a toddler jumping on your bed saying, the sun is up, the sun is up, it's time to wake up. That's how I get waked up. Okay, so, okay, all right, you're my people, except one that wakes up early. You need to give us your tips to be able to wake. Oh, you said you don't need sleep, that's the thing. Okay, so I kept trying everyone else's routines, okay? He was not napping. He was not playing or sleeping when those schedules said he was supposed to be doing those things. So following someone else's routine was not working out for me. I felt like I was failing. Like I stayed home, I left my corporate job to be the best that I could be for my child. And I felt like I was the worst mom ever, to be honest. Like nobody knew this. I wasn't saying it out loud, but that's how I felt. And I get like little cool because I remember those days. Like I remember those pictures. So one day I was sitting in my living room looking for a new routine to print out, because obviously I was printing out the wrong mom influencer routine. I was tired. It was 4 p.m. I was still in my PJs. My son was climbing the sofa, and I remember I felt just literally exhausted. And I became so resentful with myself because I wanted a shower. I wanted to feel that I was in control with my days. And how did I go from being super organized at my corporate job, like for somebody else's, and I could barely do it for my baby and myself? Like, I was just so resentful. So I closed my computer, I opened my kitchen drawer, I grabbed my barbecue lighter, I grabbed the garbage can, because I also had the screenshots that you saw, I also had them printed and put it on a folder in my kitchen drawer. And I put all those things in the garbage can, and I literally burned it. I was so angry. I think that was a way to just release the anger, just burning the thing. And I said, screw it. You know what? If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail my way. And I took control of my days, and I called myself the house manager. From now on, I was the CEO of this house. Okay, I'm not a marketing director anymore. I am the CEO of this household. So to my surprise, I started to follow and be aware of our own patterns. So he still slept, so did I. He still ate. And I started to notice patterns of our energy levels and the activities that we like to do during the day. So I started looking inward instead of outward to try to guide my own schedule and my own life. And through tracking these patterns, looking within our home and our dynamics, my life changed. And I was able to take control of my days. And I share this embarrassing story because maybe your life is not a hot mess like mine was, but maybe you see little pieces of it in your story. Maybe you do take showers and you do change your PJs, and by 4 p.m. you're in leggings and a t-shirt, but not in your PJs. And or maybe not. Maybe your PJ team. Whoop, whoop. Maybe you do activities during the day, but they're just at random times. Like you don't have like a set schedule. You just, whenever you are annoyed at your child that he's just too energetic and you need to entertain him, and that's when you kind of pop out an activity. Or maybe you avoid doing activities at all because who wants to deal with the mess? I mean, enough mess from the breakfast that you haven't washed to now be adding onto the pile because you're going to do art. Literally, my life said out loud. Okay, all right, Danny. Okay, I'm going. I think we're good. We got this. So when I found the secret to creating a routine for my family and I started to enjoy my days, I had time for field trips, I had time to plan things, I even took showers. And I'm telling you these stories because my life was a hot mess and now it's pretty organized, and I want to share with you why. Okay, not telling you my story just to embarrass myself. But so what changed? The thing is, we want to do it all. We want our home, we want to be, our homes to be cleaned, we want to teach our kids, we want to go on field trips, we want to take care of our homes, we want to make homemade dinners, we also want to look cute. But can we do it all? Yes. Can we do it all every day at all times? No. And that's when I decided I needed to divide my week. Instead of looking at through the day and I wanted to do everything from everyone on that day, I look at it throughout the week. So I chose my priorities, like who's gonna do what day, what are we gonna do? And at the end of the week, I would balance it out. I'm like, did I do anything enough for my family, for my home, for my kids? And I felt a lot better. So I changed my mindset from I'm not working the days, and if you stay until the end, you'll see that video that goes along with that teacher director's line. I went from I'm not working, so the days just flow as they wish because I don't work, to a mindset of this is my job. Okay, it's mine. I need to own it. I need to take care of it. I need to take charge. So educating my child is my job. Okay, I am his daycare. It's up to me to create experience that develop him and get him ready for preschool. That was my main job. The reason I left corporate job to stay home was to be there for him, to teach him, to basically own this part of my life. So it was not a side thought like, oh, after I clean the house, I'll just do something with him. I didn't quit my job to clean my house. I stayed home to give my children the best. And that was my reality. So if you're a working mom, this also applies to you. Like, how do you want to spend your time when you are not working? And there's many ways, and we can talk about house management stuff later, but there's many ways to take care of the home without you having to do it all. So we all have responsibilities, and all of them need a time and a place. We have different hats to wear, but you decide how that hat is organized, right? How you organize your priorities throughout your week. I see the best teacher. Can we have the recording? I am from India. I am putting my babies to sleep. Yes, that is why we are recording this. There will be an email sent out with the replay so that you can see it, you can repeat it, you can take notes, and if you put your kids to bed, you can see it at your own time. Nap time, chat time, everybody's schedule is different. So we will focus on the teacher director role, okay? So house management is a whole other training, and we can do a whole new Zoom for that. But we're going to focus on the teacher director role because this is a playful learning Zoom. See, told you I needed to keep me straight with this PowerPoint. So we are our kids' first teachers, right? So how do we do this? So through my research, I learned there are 4 developmental areas you want to include when teaching your child at home. We want a whole child education. That means just not the academics, but all 4 areas of development. Let me know in the chat if you have heard of this term, the whole child, that you need to educate your whole child. I'll wait. No? Yes? Let me see. Do I even see the chat? Yes, right? Do you know what it means, the whole child? The head, the leg, the ear, the nose, the whole child, right? The brain? No, yes. So me neither. I had no idea. Everybody kept saying it. Oh, you need to develop your whole child. I think there's even a book called The Whole Child. I thought it was like, oh, develop the legs and develop the brain. So I'll tell you what that means. Social and emotional. This is learning how to ask for the ball back, when they're at the park is managing those hard feelings of being upset when it's time to go out of the park and it's time to get in the car. It's learning to play together. So when we're educating our kids at home, we're not just focusing on learning the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. Social and emotional part is very, very big. And I'm not one to teach you that because I'm taking the courses to deal with that myself. But I'm just here to tell you, add that into your pile, okay? The second piece is language, communication development, right? So this is all types of communication. It's the verbal communication, it's the non-verbal communication, is learning about the joy to discover a new book and the stories that are in it. It is understanding that words have meaning and that they're made up of letters and discovering and recognizing those letters the natural way. So it's not because it's the letter of the week that's A for apple because it's September. It's that letters are words and words to sentences and sentences have books and the books have magical stories that will transform the way we communicate. We will read other people's imaginative stories and that's how we teach literacy, but I'm getting ahead. But that you get it. Language, communication, books, got it, get it. It's teaching them how to talk. It's teaching them how to communicate, not with just talking, but with like pointing. The third one is movement, your physical development. So kids learn from the neck, learn this, because when I saw that, I was like, it makes sense. Kids learn from the neck down and from the chest out. That means learning with their whole body. Kids need to learn to run and get those big movements out. So those are the gross motor skills. And they will find a way to do that, sometimes jumping on the sofa or jumping at the park, right? Those big movements, they take information with their whole body. So that means in order to learn something, they need to use all of their senses. They need to jump on it, they need to touch it, they need to smell it, they need to taste it even sometimes. That's how they learn. So from the neck down, meaning it's not happening only here in the brain, it's happening in the body. Is they're experiencing life, okay? And sometimes we're so focused on that brain and what we can teach and put inside that brain that we forget that the brain gets information from all of our senses. And they learn and they're very, very aware of things that they touch. Like, have you take a kid to a public restroom? They'll go like this to the wall. You're like, don't touch it. Because they need to feel it. They need to touch it. If I tell you right now, can you think of how does a wood taste? Yes. So, I mean, do you know how wood tastes? Like a wooden spoon? Yes. Because you, at one point, put it in your mouth. What about metal, right? So it's like we take all these things for granted, but they take information with all of that, and they do that through movement. So then the last one is the cognitive development, which is kind of like when we tend to focus the most. It's learning, it's thinking, it's problem solving, it's asking themselves, what if? Or what happens if I throw this? What happens if I do this? What happens if I throw this plate with my food down on the kitchen floor right after mama gave it to me? Oh, it falls down. Okay, what happens if I do it again? Will the same thing happen? So it's asking those questions. I like to call them little scientists because they're always doing little experiments. And once you realize that they're little explorers, they're little scientists, you start to understand a lot of the behaviors that they do. So here's secret number one. Pulling my hair. So secret number one was I themed my days so I would ensure that I had all those 4 areas covered, but not overwhelm myself trying to cover them all in one day. Like that was impossible. And on top of it, go do the dishes and go do the laundry and have dinner ready. So I would spread it out across my week. So just as with my house, my management stuff, I evaluate things on a weekly basis. So this was a sample of my summer breakdown. Let me see. Is there anything in the chat? Sorry, I forget to check. So this was my summer breakdown. And what I want to invite you is that you, as you listen to this, is to find if you are already doing, you probably are already doing these 4 areas of development. Like if you see that you are adding some of these activities already naturally in your routines throughout your week. So I'm going to give you my sample. So Mondays, we had music, right? Music class. Music is a great tool for language development. If you attend even a local class, it also covers a little bit of that social interaction. Our Tuesdays were focused on those social skills, those play dates, those, I needed that social interaction as well. It was my time of, chatting with other moms and having some communication skills myself. Wednesday was our days to work on those big movements, those gross motor skills. So think about it like my nature walks or going to the playground or taking like a long walk to climb mountains, in the backyard. Because what happens is if we want our kids to write with pencils later on, they need to have strong muscles, and the muscles start. So writing starts from the shoulder and from your core. And we don't realize that. We think, oh, here's a pencil, here, practice. But they need to have a strong core, a strong shoulder, a strong elbow, a strong wrist to be able, those big movements then become little movements, okay? So when you think about pre-K readiness skills, think about it's all those 4 areas. We need to empower them with all those 4 areas because they have something to do with it. Like we need those big movements in order to manage those little movements. And then Thursdays was the day that I would just literally assign to my home. It's the day where I did the laundry, cleaned the bathrooms. It was our slow day at home. And those days is when I focused on those cognitive developments. So that's when I would take out the puzzles. We would play with the sensory bins. We would read, because that's a great way for communication, for literacy, for bonding. And then we would read some more. And then Fridays, that's when I threw the house out the window. Okay, for my new people in town, there's something you gotta know. Miss Alexa goes big or go home, right? Like what is it? Go big or go home. I don't do little paint. I do big paint, okay? I don't do a little bit of slime. I do 7 pounds of slime. And that's just a problem that I have. I don't do little. That's just the kids that would go to my class, they would know they would be covered from head to toe. And if I didn't get you completely covered in slime or water or something, then I didn't do my job. Doesn't mean you have to throw your house out the window on Fridays, but you do want to give a little flexibility. So often we want to control everything about our toddlers, right? The activities they do, when they do, how much they eat, when they paint, how much paint to give them. And we need to give time and space for their creativity. So Fridays were my favorite day. There still are. Give them that creativity, give them that space. And I know, yes, creativity does not only involve paint or sensory. You can be creative with blocks, but my life works like that. It's paint, it's a lot of paint. So finally, I felt that I was in charge, and you can be too. And we're not here to follow someone else's path. So I'm not telling you need to do 7 pints of slime. I want you to identify your own patterns, your own, we're going to get into our energy levels now, and your own way of doing things so that it works for you, right? For you and your family. So just like different parenting styles, we all have different activity styles or the way that we manage our days, right? How our days flow. So today we're going to find yours, right? I'm going to help you find yours. So when you change your mindset to create those priorities, how are we on time? Are we good?
15.
Okay. So we're just like, I forgot where my train of thought is. I'm gonna skip this one. So we play with mess. We had time to clean. I had time to do activities that were not messy. I had time to paint. And then cleaning the mess wasn't an issue anymore because I was seeing how he was learning right in front of me. And it's like cooking something, right? If you want a healthy meal, you're gonna put some pans and you're gonna make them dirty because the the outcome is you're going to have a healthy meal cooked at home. It's the same thing. When you're creating these sensory activities, you're doing them with a purpose. The mess has a purpose. So I'm going to leave you with that. We'll talk about a lot of sensory and cleaning tomorrow, Wednesday. How is our chat? Chat, good? Quiet people. So, but coming up with a schedule for each day is not enough, okay? So I realized that more than schedules, we need what I call daily rhymes. Okay, I didn't come up with it, but I will tell you who come up with it. So here's secret number 2. So through my addiction of learning all about play and trying to understand how everything works, there's something called Waldorf play education. They are the kids that are in the woods, that they learn through the woods, that everything's about the woods. And they have something called the daily rhymes. And this methodology was like, ooh, I like it. So we know that all kids, they need routines, right? So I think all humans, we need routines. And that's why we're having trouble creating our own daily routines, because we don't really have it fully down right now. So kids know what to expect about the day. Although they cannot read a clock, they know that after dinner, what happens? Tell me in the chat. After dinner is bath time. Yes. And after bath time is bedtime. Yes. Tell me in the chat. Yes. And I'm here answering for you. It's okay. So the secret, it's in the sequence of the activities, okay? Not in the clock. So we don't seem to have those activities, those sequence nailed down. But when we try to abide to the clock, things just kind of get messed up. Because what happens if you wake up late that day? If you're supposed to be out and having breakfast at 9:30, but then you wake up at 9 and it's like everybody rush. And so then your whole day is messed up because you're guiding yourself through the clock. And that was one of the reasons my issue with those mom influencer schedules is because they were by the clock. They say you're supposed to do an activity at 10, and then you're supposed to eat at 9, and then you're supposed to nap time at noon. And then I was just trying to go through the clock. So I don't know. I'm gonna give you a video, and I want you to tell me if you can hear it, because I don't know if I pressed the right button.
And we were trying to put hours on the timing. That's what made it overwhelming, because I didn't know if at 9 I was going to be able to be eating. So being able to go with the rhythm actually helped a lot. If the girls wake up at 7 that day, then I'm probably going to be eating at 8. But if they wake up at 7:30 or 8, then breakfast is actually around 9. So the number doesn't help. The knowing, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to change them, then we can go downstairs. And today, I said, we can eat together. Because then it would happen that I would give her the breakfast while I'm still trying to make my breakfast, while I'm still trying to give the bottle to the other one. And that didn't help me to be able to sit down and make my breakfast happen too.
That's it? Good. So rhymes allow you to adjust your activities. So your daily change, like your schedule is going to change, because first they have 3 naps, and then they go to 2, and then they go to 1. So every time you're like, oh, I got this, things are going to change. So if you follow yourself through the rhymes, you're going to be able to adjust to those nap times a little bit better than if you were just looking through the clock. So secret number 1, theme your days so that you cover all the 4 core areas of development throughout your week. And secret number 2, use daily rhymes to use the flow of your day. So let's go through secret number 3, which is my favorite secret. I mean, can you have a favorite secret? Yes. So in order for our days to flow, like to just happen, we need to consider something that some of us never even thought about, and that is your energy levels. So that we can plan the activities based on the energy that we have. So we identify the patterns on our energy, our kids' energy throughout the day. And we all have upside down. So yes, we sometimes feel the kids are always on the high level, but if you really look into it, they'll have their low patterns. They just might not match your energy pattern as well. So I'm very like this in the morning, and then my son is very low energy then. So I want to do things, but then he's calmed down. And then in the afternoon, where I'm like, I just need coffee, he has energy. So that's like, it's going to change your vision of how you do activities once you start tracking your energy level. So Rudolf Steiner, he is the founder of the Waldorf education. He's the one that taught us about the rhymes, said that the right rhythm is a balanced combination of activities between the low energy and the high energy. He actually calls it like inhale and exhale. So you inhale and you do activities inward, just like reading or doing the puzzles, and you exhale and you do activities outward, like the things that require you to move more, like the running, the playing, the outside. In my brain, I just say low energy, high energy. It's just a lot easier than I'm like, inhale, is it inside, outside? Like it gets confusing. So I just call it low and high. So we need activities during the day that match our flow of the energy, right? If our energy is low, we need activities that can match that. So start getting low energy is things you don't have to, put a lot of body effort into it. Like puzzles and books. So you want to make sure you have some of those at home. And then when we have more energies that we can do more high energy activities, then you need to have a list of, okay, what is it that I'm going to do? Usually easy things are, I'm going to go to the park. We're going to go for a nature walk. We're just going to go play with a ball. So start collecting what those activities are. So when you are low energy, high energy, you know kind of your go-tos. So if I ask you right now during the day, do you know when do you have more energy? Where's my 5 in the morning, mama? Is your 5 in the morning your high energy? And you know what happened here? So it's okay if you don't know. I didn't know until I started tracking it. You see afternoons, morning, in the morning. So you see everybody's schedule is going to be different because everybody has different energy levels. And that's what I want you to take out of this. It's not that I'm going to tell you at 9 a.m. you're going to do this, at 2 a.m. No, I want you to track your energy levels throughout the day so that you can understand what type of activities I'm going to do when. That's how we're going to make this work. So one of the things that I like to divide the day is called anchors, right? Anchors are those elements in the day that you know happen every day. So your bedtimes, your nap times, your lunch times, your bath time, those are what we're going to call our anchors. So if you look at your day and you were to put it on a paper, it would look something like this. Like you have your anchors and then you have your little pockets of energy divided. So in this case, my mornings are high energy and my afternoons are low energy. So secret number 1, theme your day so that you have all 4 core areas element, right? We're educating the whole child. Secret number 2, our daily rhymes, we're gonna flow. So it's not about the clock, it's about the sense of activity, like the activity that we're gonna do one after the next. And secret number 3 is that we're going to understand our energy levels so that we know which activities we're going to do then. Because it's not about making our job harder, it's about making it easier. So secret number 4, and this is the last secret. So we're almost done. We're good on time. So we need to talk about play before we continue, because one of the things that I learned and it changed my mind was that moms need to play too. Your daily rhyme should also reflect that. I know that we left our jobs, we're here for our kids, we are number 1 for the kids, we're here for the family, and we tend to forget who we are, what we do, what we like. And I'm not talking about self-care, because I'm not one to talk about that. I don't know how to do self-care until I was like, play is my language. We need to play too. So maybe you like to play doing your nails, and that's something that takes care of your soul. I like to read. Read takes care of my soul. That's my play. So during this whole creating your schedule, I want you to also remember that you have to play too, okay? Because your play is just as important as your child's. And the best daily rhymes are going to be the ones where both you and your kids find play opportunities in them, okay? When we set up rhymes that are consistent, that include play for all of us, our days also become less daunting and way more fun. So because we're finding play throughout the pockets of the day, we give a little love to ourselves. And we do it with the time and the responsibilities that we have. I'm not saying that I'm going to sit there and read for 5 hours, but I'm going to find little pockets of time that I can give myself something. And I can involve my child. If I like to read, then maybe we can read together. If I like to fold laundry, because that's where I get to hear my podcast, I can invite him in and he can match the socks. So don't think it's either or. And tomorrow we'll talk about more how we can engage them into like our responsibilities of the day and make those learning opportunities. But don't think about it, is it my time and your time? It could be our time. We could find things that we both like. So play is all around us. Having a playful mindset where you can add a little play, a little joy into your days, is going to change the way that you see things. So I just want to leave you out there. Like, start thinking, what is it that you used to like? What is it that you want to learn how to do? Like, gardening could be something that you want to learn how to do, and maybe you can do it together, and adding that as part of your rhyme. So what are those things that you miss doing that maybe we can tweak it around and put it into our days? So why do I focus on play? Well, play is my love language. But play creates curiosity, and curiosity leads to learning. Okay, this is how kids learn. You have to create curiosity in learning. Again, if I give you A is for apple because apple is September, it has no meaning. But if I say A is for Alexa and Alexa is my name, or Alexa is your name, now that letter A is going to have meaning. It's going to create curiosity. And that's how they learn, okay? So, like, example, if they're playing with a water bin and they pour it on an overflowing cup and it flows over and over and over again, and they ask, what if I do it again? What if? And I'm going to repeat it again and again. They are being curious about what's happening in front of them. And that repetition is what leads to learning. So what we want to do is we want to create curiosity in everything that we do, in the activities that we present, so that they can naturally learn. Kids are natural learners. They want to learn. They want to figure out, what is this world that I am in it? What's my place in it? And there's so many magical things. We just take it for granted because we've done that experimentation already. So by combining those 4 secrets I help my child develop as a whole child, okay? We understand the levels of energy, his energies, my energies throughout the day, and adding a playful approach to our daily rhymes, I was able to enjoy my days. And I hope that you are able to enjoy your days. And also managing your home, right? A balanced, happier, purposeful life. So this is I wanted to put this video because this is an example of in the afternoon. I am very low energy in the afternoon. He's high energy. I am sitting in the back of my pickup truck and he is running his life. Okay, he is just running with a kite. That's how I balance me being low energy, sitting here, drinking my coffee, not moving, and you doing some high energy activities because he needs that movement. So creating and tracking those energy levels is going to really change the way you do. So let's review 4 secrets to better days. Secret number 1, theme your day so that you cover all 4 areas of development. Secret number 2, use daily rhymes to help your schedules flow better. Secret number 3, understand your energy levels throughout your day. And secret number 4, do it with a playful approach. I think we did it, people. So I would love if you let me know if you have any aha moments, in the chat if you learned anything at all. Don't tell me it was a waste of time. No, you learned something. I believe in you. So if you want to give me a little feedback of, what was like helpful, what did you like? And then day 2 is on Wednesday, and that's when we're going to learn how to fill up those gaps or activities. So those little gaps of activities, now we're going to fill. Why is the? Oh, sorry. So we're gonna fill that up. So we're gonna learn how to do easy activities, how we're going to do educational stuff with less supplies, and absolutely no printers. So if I did it, if I was able to organize my schedule, if Danny was able to organize her schedule, if Mare was able to organize her schedule, I know that you can do it too. So it's not because I learn all this stuff. Everything I learn, I put it so easy for you. If you work through the workbook, or even if you just start to be aware of what's happening today and tomorrow, just think about your energy levels. And then let me know. Let me know on Wednesday. Let me know in the chat, the Facebook group, the WhatsApp group. Let me know what you're identifying. And like I said, if you like the way that I teach, there is more to come. I have the program where we cover the actual learning, the homeschool program, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday. The Here We Go program is a methodology that puts play in early childhood development at the core of learning, while still making it simple for any parents and caregivers to execute it at home. And on Wednesday, you're gonna see a little bit of how that looks like. So you're still here. It's fine, I'll give you that. I'm going to, I tell you, this is my life. So that was our Halloween contest. So I think that's it. I don't want to take more of your time. I know we're 4 minutes past our time. So I want to thank you everyone for coming, for spending your morning with me. This was something so new to me, and I really, really enjoyed sharing this information. So on Wednesday, I'll see you again. We're going to talk about all things activities, the free toys, sensory play, cleaning it up, and how to make it worth it. So thank you everyone for coming. And I'm gonna say goodbye now. I don't have the song. I wish the time went slower. Let's wave so long and stretch up high. It's time to say goodbye. This is the song that we sing in class. That's why it's special to some of us. I will see you again. Bye-bye, my friends. Let's wave goodbye with our hands. Bye-bye. And then this is a silly one that you can do at home. It says, let's wave goodbye with our feet. And then you go like that. It was so great to meet. All right, my friends, that's it. I love you. Thank you. See you Wednesday. And Danny, close this up.